So 18, psychologist. Birth order affects the alleged effects of when one was born relative to the births of siblings has not been detected in studies of adult personality that uses standard personality tests. So we're saying birth order, which birth order is just like affects that, like, depending on when you're born, that you have certain traits. They're saying that these effects have not been detected using standard personality tests. However, they have been detected in birth order studies that are based on parents' and siblings' reports on the subject's personalities. So we're saying that these differences do whenever like the parents and siblings actually report things they're said. All of these birth order studies taken apart show that birth order has no lasting effect on personality. Instead, birth order affects merely how a sibling's behavior is perceived. So our conclusion is this last sentence, that birth order has no lasting effect on personality, but is just how siblings' behavior is perceived. What kind of question is this?
Necessary assumption.
Yes. So what is our goal at necessary assumption?
Find an answer. If it is negated, then the conclusion is destroyed.
Excellent. So we need something that needs to be true in order for our conclusion to be true.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go ahead and start with A and tell me love it, leave it, or hate it.
I love it.
Yeah, because what happens if they won't?
If won't, then you cannot conclude that there is no lasting effect.
Excellent. Great job. All right, let's go on to B.
That's the bridge. To me, be a little bit weaken the first test, because if B is true, then the standard adult test may not be accurate, because the kids show significant different behavior when they are not facing family members. I mean, I don't like this answer.
They have to be significantly different. That's way too strong of a word, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So what about C?
Hate it.
Why?
It says nothing about there is a lasting effect.
Yeah. Does it matter if parents' opinion of their perceptions of a person's tend not to change? Even if they tend to change between early childhood and adulthood, does that destroy our conclusion?
No.
Nope. All right. What about D?
If D is true, then there may be some effects instead of no lasting effects. I would hate D.
Yeah. So standard personality tests have detected significant in at least one studies of young children's personalities. I'm like, that would actually that does not have to be true at all, because that's like the opposite of what we need.
Yeah.
Excellent. And then what about E?
irrelevant. Like C.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if they're accurate or not. What if they're not accurate of the behavior patterns? They still have these, whatever, that's how they're perceiving. Excellent. So the answer is A, because if says those effects exist. So if the effects exist, then the standard personality test will detect them. Well, if the opposite of that is if the standard personality tests do not detect them, then they must not exist.
Yeah, that's the missing bridge.
Excellent.